There's no doubt that the Germans know how to make tanks. Such bestsellers of the Second World War as Panther and Tiger became the most important milestones in the history of world tank building. The series of Leopard 2 tanks, which began to enter service with the Wehrmacht in 1979, also look impressive. Its crowning achievement, of course, was the Leopard 2A7 Plus tank. It owes its release to the sobering of the German authorities and getting to a realistic view of the world, which isn't getting any more peaceful. Quite the contrary. At the end of the 20th and beginning of the 21st centuries, the pace of modernization of the Leopard 2 tanks slowed down significantly. The German authorities considered that Russia, the main rival of NATO, was no longer dangerous. So, why spend a lot of money on something that is no longer useful? Better use it on building more of Mercedes and BMWs. Therefore, the last project to be implemented was the Leopard 2A7 tank, the first of which was handed over to the Wehrmacht in 2014. But after Putin's famous Munich speech in 2007, the Germans realized that the proverb, "If you want peace, prepare for war," is still relevant. It was decided to continue the modernization of the Leopard 2 tanks. A result of this decision was the creation of the Leopard 2A7 Plus project. The first demonstration example of this tank was shown at the Eurosatori 2010 exhibition by the German company Krauss Maffei Wegmann, or KMW. Its main features, compared to its predecessor, Leopard 2A7 without a plus, were the following. The update package is modular and can be optimized to meet specific user needs. This allows you to expand the circle of potential buyers by offering this tank at different prices depending on its functionality. The second most important difference is that the tank is optimized for use both in conventional combat operations and city operations. In order to prevent the Leopard 2A7 Plus from becoming easy prey for the enemy in urban combat conditions, its passive protection has been radically improved. Additional bottom armor, overhead elements covering the entire turret and the frontal part of the hull, as well as 2/3 of the side, that is, the fighting compartment, should protect the tank from all types of grenade launchers, primarily RPG-7, as well as from mines, demolition bombs, cluster munitions, anti-tank missiles with optical, electronic, infrared, and laser guidance systems. Active protection has also been significantly improved, which was reflected in the implementation of the digital tower technology. This implies the introduction of modern display equipment and components into the weapon's guidance system that allow tracking the movements of friendly and enemy forces in real time, plus the installation of round-the-clock surveillance and aiming equipment, which provides the crew with virtually 360 degrees visibility from under the hull. All this will allow tankers to reduce the reaction time to a particular threat. The basis of the all-seeing eye of the tank was the information system, SAS. Its functions include automatic detection and tracking of potential targets. The SAS consists of 4 optical modules, but only 2 of them can be installed to reduce the cost of modification at the corners of the tower, each of which has 3 lenses with a 60-degree field of view, as well as high-resolution color camera and night vision components. To reduce the crew's reaction time to a threat, information about a target detected by the SAS can be immediately transmitted to the weapon's guidance system, primarily to the new generation KeyMech remote weapon station located on the roof of the tower. The driver received 2 video cameras with a thermal imaging channel installed on the front and rear of the hull. The next novelty of the Leopard 2A7 Plus is interesting, the commander's brake, which allows the tank commander to stop the tank from his workplace if necessary. The designers consider this a very useful innovation, allowing to add grace to a multi-ton mastodon when moving along city streets and stop looking like an elephant in a china shop. The developers of the tank also took care of its protection in open areas. The Rosy smokescreen system, developed by Rheinmetall, was introduced into the tank. It forms a multispectral smoke cloud in the detected direction of emission in less than 0.6 seconds. That means, as soon as the sensors of the system detect emission directed at the tank, electromagnetic, infrared, laser, then an aerosol cloud is released, which is impenetrable to any type of emissions. In fact, an anti-tank missile with any guidance system goes blind and stops seeing the target. The ROSI system is able to save the tank even in the event of a mass approach of anti-tank missiles. In addition, the Leopard 2A7 Plus has several other interesting new features that significantly increase its combat properties, both in open areas and in dense urban areas. The main armament of the tank has not changed compared to the previous version, a 120mm RH-120 L55 smoothbore gun, but its ammunition load has been expanded due to the DM-12 high-explosive fragmentation projectile, with the possibility of a programmable detonation on the flight path. This will allow the crew to hit targets behind shelters and inside structures, as well as the latest armor-piercing projectile with a detachable pallet, DM-53A1, and its further modernization, DM-63, which are equipped with a tungsten alloy core. These two munitions are positioned as the world's first OPBS, winged armor-piercing projectiles that maintain constant ballistic characteristics regardless of the ambient temperature. According to the developer, the shells are optimized specifically for penetrating double reactive armor and are capable of hitting all types of modern tanks head-on. In addition, due to the improvement in the characteristics of the weapon's guidance system, the probability of hitting the target with the first projectile has significantly increased. As an additional weapon on the roof of the tower behind the loader's hatch, a remotely controlled weapon station, FLW-200, with various weapons, machine guns, or grenade launchers can be installed. 76mm smoke grenade launchers are permanently mounted on it. The combat module is usually controlled by the tank commander. However, the corresponding remote control is also installed at the loader's compartment. The advanced guidance system included a new Airbus Attica commander and gunner thermal imaging sights, which have better target detection characteristics at night and in low visibility conditions. The power onboard equipment, including in the parked state, without the need to turn on the main engine. An additional power plant was mounted at the stern of the tank. This is necessary due to the increased power consumption, in addition to an improved FCS, cameras, and a remotely controlled weapon station. The Leopard 2A7 Plus also received a high-performance air conditioning system, supplies air at the right temperature to the crew seats and cools some of the equipment. In addition, motor resources conserved, and the thermal and acoustic visibility of the machine is reduced. Mounts are provided in the frontal part of the hull for the installation of attachments, mine trawl, bulldozer blade. In accordance with the modern doctrine of network-centric warfare, the Leopard 2A7 Plus tank is equipped with a communication system that allows the crew to exchange information with the infantry surrounding the tank. The engine of the tank is the same on the Leopard 2A7 and Leopard 2A6, diesel engine MTU MB873 with an HP 1500 power. It allows you to accelerate almost 68-ton Colossus to 72 kilometers an hour. Power reserve is 450 kilometers. In general, according to the almost unanimous opinions of experts, the Leopard 2A7 Plus is not inferior in its characteristics to other main battle tanks, the American Abrams M1A2 SEP V3, and even its planned upgrade, the XM1A3, as well as the Israeli Merkava MK.4 tank. Incoming orders serve as the recognition of the high combat properties of the Leopard 2A7 Plus tank. So, in July 2011, a deal was approved for the sale of up to 200 battle tanks to Saudi Arabia. Qatar placed an order for 62 tanks in 2013. The first batch of tanks was delivered to the Armed Forces of Qatar in 2015. Hungary ordered 44 machines, delivery period from 2021 to 2025. By 2022, Denmark will also receive 44 tanks of this modification. The German army itself plans to have 103 Leopard 2A7 Plus tanks in its ranks by 2023. More precisely, in Germany, it will be called the Leopard A7V, in honor of the first German tank, A7V, whose centenary was celebrated in 2017. The Leopard 2A7 Plus, or Leopard A7V tank, makes a strong impression. There were even publications in the press that they say Germany shocked the world with this tank. But this is an exaggeration. Be that as it may, the Leopard 2A7 Plus is just an upgrade of the Leopard 2A7 and Leopard 2A6, and most likely the last one. The modernization potential has been exhausted. The first Leopard 2 had a mass of 52 tons, and now the Leopards have crept up to the mark of 68 tons. The tank received a digital tower, but unlike the Russian tank Armata T-14, it is inhabited, which means that the crew is less protected. Indeed, in the same Armata, tankers reside in an armored capsule under the tower. The crew of 4 looks redundant. After all, Russians have successfully used a 3-people crew for a long time. In addition, the tank lacks stealth technology. Therefore, the Leopard 2A7 Plus is the best that can be squeezed out of the Leopard 2 tank. This is its pinnacle. It is well equipped, but for combat with not the most technologically advanced opponent. Surely, it will prove itself well in military conflicts in the Middle East, but its characteristics are not enough for a hypothetical clash with Russia in the European theater of operations. This requires a completely different tank. Let's call it Leopard 3.